Alright, here's your one and only video on section 5.9 because it's so crazy easy, you're just going to love this. So 5.9 is writing polynomial functions and models, and actually, to be quite honest, 5.9 is not super easy, but we're only going to do a very tiny part of it because the rest of the stuff in 5.9 you'll cover when you get to pre-calculus. So these problems would all be no calculator. We're going to be doing some more with writing equations, and I just want you to know, fair warning, that these would be no calculator questions. So I'm going to do one example, and then you can maybe try one on your own and, pause the video. But you're going to be asked to write the cubic function whose graph is shown here to the right. And, well, I guess I can't really blow that up. But anyway, you can see that there are x-intercepts at -2, -1, and +2. And then you can note the y-intercept is also at 0, -8. So if you know x-intercepts, how can you use those to write this function? Well, you know that if you have a solution at -2, that its factor would be x plus 2. Actually, I'm going to erase this a little bit, just scooch it over and you'll see why. So again, that solution of -2 means I have a factor of x plus 2. The solution of -1 means that I have a factor of x plus 1. So x plus 2, x plus 1, that's this solution, right? And a 0 at +2 means you have a factor at x minus 2. So this was all fine and dandy, but how do I know that A is 1 is going to give me this shape? I don't know that. So unfortunately with these, because it doesn't say assume your leading coefficient is 1, I have to toss in an A here. And f of x is y, right? So now you suppose you're going to use this other point right here, which is just technically a random xy coordinate, even though it's a y-intercept. I'm going to plug in those values and see what A is. So I'm going to plug -8 in for y, and I'm going to plug in 0 for all of the x's, and I'm going to simplify and be real careful. It should be easy math, but you don't have your calculator. 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 minus 2 is -2. I'm multiplying all of these, so 2 times 1 is 2, times -2 is -4a. And then I'll divide both sides by -4, and I see that A is +2. And then I can write my equation, and I know A is 2. I have the factors, and they of course won't change, so I just am basically filling in A. So the whole point of this problem is to figure out what A is that will give this exact shape, and of course have the following x-intercepts. Okay, you try this one on your own and make sure you can get it. Alright, so I did a little bit of work. I set up my equations again. I know it crosses at -3, so the factor is x plus 3. Crosses at 1, so the factor is x minus 1. Crosses at 4, so the factor is x minus 4. Then I took the random other point that's not an x-intercept, and I plugged -4 in for y and 0 in for all of the x's. And then I'm going to simplify from there. So -4 equals 0 plus 3 is 3, 0 minus 1 is -1, 0 minus 4 is -4, 3 times -1 times -4 is a +12, divide by 12, and I see A is -1/3. And so I write my final equation, A times all of the factors, and you've got your cubic function with the given x-intercept and the correct width.